All right, we're good.
No, I just, we just didn't have enough firepower tonight to put the ball in the end zone enough to really make it competitive. I thought our defense played well in spots, but early on in the first half, we had a couple opportunities. We just didn't go, finish them, and that was the tough part of the game.
When you look at obviously one of the first things you want to do is stop the fullback. Their fullback had success, especially in the first half. Second half, what did you do better, you felt?
Well, we made some adjustments, and we played that play a little bit better. They got them on the perimeter a couple times, just like they do. It was pretty typical Air Force game, really, to be honest with you. And we just didn't counter them. We didn't counter and really put any pressure on them. We scored a couple times at the end, but we really needed to do that earlier in the game. And, the thing that happens when you play them is you run out of time, so you have to be more efficient with your possessions. And when you're not efficient early, you get behind the eight ball, and that's kind of what happened to us.
So, a couple times in their area went for on fourth down and stuff, maybe a field. Was that just because of, knowing you're going to have limited chances?
Yeah, the first drive was a 4th and 2, and it was kind of on the fringe, and you almost have to go for those in this kind of game because your possessions are so limited, but it is what it is, and they got a good, solid football team. Coach does a good job with those guys. We just weren't mature enough to make it happen tonight.
The sacks continue to hinder you,
yep,
as they have all year. But what do you like about what the offense does despite them?
Yeah, we got competitive kids, and they're going to fight, and they're going to try to make plays all the way to the end. I was pleased to see Jordan Williams come and make a big play there early. That was a nice job by Clay. And Torrey had the touchdown. We had a couple more opportunities to Torrey, and we just weren't able to get the ball to him. And, I was glad he went over 1,000 yards tonight. It's very well deserving. He's such a hard-playing player, so unselfish too. And it's just important that we continue to finish up, and some of these kids are having some of their best years.
Clay seems like he's, over the course of the season, really gotten more comfortable and knowing when to pick his spots, when to scramble, and he's just done a really good job maybe even evading guys downfield, just getting crucial yards.
He's a good athlete, and that's part of his game where he can be effective is to scramble, and he did a good job of that tonight. A couple other times, I don't know if he couldn't see guys open, but we'd like him to get rid of the ball quicker. But he did a nice job of that tonight, and he's certainly going to improve and get better the more he plays in games like this.
This is certainly a very good Air Force defense. What did you see just overall from Clay? He's only got one game left in his first season here, first full season. How do you like his progression at this point?
He's getting better. He's getting better, and we just would like to play a little bit more collectively well around him at times, to string more productive drives together and scoring drives. But I think he's learned a lot from playing this year, and he's going to grow with that. And it's important that we finish strong next week. That's going to be very important.
Jalen Thomas, a local kid, gets a chance to have a pretty significant workload tonight. What did you see from him, and what have you liked so far throughout the season as he's kind of worked his way into the rotation for you guys?
JT's a really hard-working guy. He's a physical player, does a great job in pass protection, and he's done a good job as a receiver too for us. And so, we like him. He's done a really good job in special teams as well. And so, we need him as part of that running back group that can be productive for us.
What's the preparation like for the secondary against a team like this that's so run heavy?
It's different. It's a different preparation when you play this team, because the passing game is so limited. But those guys become a big part of the run support. When they pull it and they don't give it to the fullback and they pitch it on the perimeter, the secondary's got to really fill and play downhill, play off blocks, and make tackles. So it's just a different preparation. It's different because you kind of get lulled to sleep out there on the perimeter because there's not a lot of passing, obviously. But the run support is really critical.
And did you think they did their jobs tonight? Were you pleased?
You know,
with
I
that?
think at times we did a good job. I think at times Freddie would like to see those guys do a better job. And you know, it's an unusual game. You don't play it that often, and you know, it's hard to replicate their speed that they execute in practice. So you know, it's just something that you know it can kind of hit you on game day if you're not really prepared for it. And you know, and we did some good things. I think if we could have scored earlier, we could have made it a different kind of game.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
Jay.
Yep.